Welcome to Institute of Quality and Reliability. Hi, this is Hemant.
Acceptance Sampling Plans for Quality Control Part 1. In this video, we will discuss basic concepts in acceptance sampling plans. We will also generate operating characteristic curve and average outgoing quality curve on Microsoft Excel. People from India will remember that 100% inspection was practiced by Shabri in Ramayana when she tested every berry before she offered it to Lord Rama, and she wanted to assure that Lord Rama gets only the sweetest berries. But then the great Maratha king Shivaji Maharaj escaped from Agra even after 100% inspection. Sampling is practiced by all of us in our daily lives. Let us understand the concept of acceptance quality level, popularly known as AQL. Earlier this was referred as acceptable quality level. AQL is the poorest level of quality from a supplier's process that would be considered tolerable as a process average. We want to design a sampling plan that accepts a particular lot of product at the AQL most of the time. Thus, sampling plans are designed for high probability of acceptance at AQL. For example, you receive a shipment of shafts and your acceptance quality level AQL is 0.5%. Realizing that you won't always make a correct decision, which we can call it as sampling risk, you set a producer's risk alpha at 5% or 0.05. This means that approximately 95% of the time you will correctly accept a lot with a quality level of 0.5% or better, and 5% of the time you will incorrectly reject a lot with a quality level of 0.5% or better. On the other hand, we also have rejectable quality level RQL. RQL is the poorest level of quality that the customer is willing to tolerate in an independent lot. You want to design a sampling plan that rejects a particular lot of product at the RQL most of the time. For example, you receive a shipment of bolts and your rejectable quality level RQL is 6.5%. Realizing that you won't always make the correct decision, that is the sampling risk, you set the consumer's risk or the beta risk at 0.1 or 10%. This means that at least 90% of the time you will reject a lot with a quality level of 6.5% or worse. At most 10% of the time you will accept the lot with a quality level of 6.5% or worse. Also commonly known as lot tolerance percent defective or LTPD, and limiting quality. Acceptance sampling plans can be for attribute data, or these plans could be for variables data. This depends on the type of data. Generally, if we are using sampling plans for attributes data, the sample sizes will be much higher compared to sampling plans for variable data. Let us understand alpha and beta risks in sampling. In reality, there are two possibilities. The lot either meets quality or reliability requirements, or the lot does not meet quality or reliability requirements. And our decision also could be that we accept the lot or we reject the lot. So what is the consequence of these two different decisions? If we take a decision of accepting the lot when the lot meets quality or reliability requirements, this would be the correct decision, and the probability of this correct decision is called confidence level. If the lot meets quality or reliability requirements, but we reject the lot, this would be a type 1 error or alpha risk, also called producer's risk in the context of sampling plans. Consider the other possible reality. The lot does not meet quality or reliability requirements, and we accept the lot. This would be type 2 error or beta risk, also called consumer's risk in the context of sampling plans. And the last possible decision is lot is rejected when the lot does not meet quality or reliability requirement. This would again be a correct decision, but the probability of this correct decision is called power. Observe the matrix carefully. Let us now understand concepts of operating characteristic curve or OC curve. We will begin with ideal operating characteristic curve of a sampling plan for inspection. On the x-axis of the OC curve, we got quality level. On the left side, we got perfect quality or zero defectives. And on the y-axis now, we have probability of accepting the lot based on our sampling. Origin is 0 and then we can move up to probability of acceptance of 1. So the ideal operating characteristic curve would have probability of acceptance 1 up to AQL, and then it will drop down to 0. Note that alpha and beta risks both are 0 for an ideal operating characteristic curve. But that is ideal operating characteristic. We cannot have ideal situation in real life. So let us come to the real life and look at the actual operating characteristics. In sampling inspection, our objective is to ensure that lot with acceptable quality level AQL or better is accepted with high probability. We cannot go to 1, but let us ensure high probability. And while as lot with rejectable quality level or worse is rejected with high probability. Again, we cannot have 0 probability of acceptance there, but we will ensure that for RQL, the probability of acceptance would be very low. RQL is often referred as lot tolerance percent defective or LTPD. So again, we have x-axis which is quality level, and on the left side we got perfect quality or 0 defectives, and on the y-axis we got probability of acceptance from 0 to 1. But now the curve will be falling monotonically, you can say. As you can see, the probability of acceptance goes down from 1 to a very low level as the quality level deteriorates. Now let us understand few more things. At AQL, the probability of acceptance should be high. The difference between this probability and unity is the alpha risk. Also, at RQL, the probability of acceptance should be low, which is the beta risk. Now we will illustrate how to construct operating characteristic and average outgoing quality curve on Microsoft Excel. Consider that we want to design a sampling plan for a given alpha risk and beta risk. Let us consider for the purpose of discussion that the alpha risk is 5%, which is typically used in many sampling plans, and the beta risk is 10%, again typically used in many sampling plans. We have to find out the sample size and accept number. We will start with some number. Let us say we have a sample size of 20 and accept number as 0. That means if we find one or more defective, we will reject the lot. Let us consider that the AQL is 0.004 and the RQL is 0.03, or we can also say that the AQL is about 0.4% and RQL is about 3%. Now the probability of acceptance at AQL should be high, and that is equal to 1 minus alpha risk, and that should be 95%, while as probability of acceptance at beta risk of 10% or given beta risk should equal beta risk. So that will be about 10%, low probability of acceptance. We will also generate the operating characteristic in the table here. So let us say that we first calculate the probability of acceptance at AQL, and for that we will use binomial distribution. You could use other distributions as well. The illustration is with binomial distribution. So I use binom.dist. The number of successes is 0. I use function f4 so that it is used in absolute terms. It's not a relative copying, absolute copy. So that cell only will be chosen. Comma. The number of trials is the sample size. Again we use the function f4, comma. Probability is AQL, and cumulative we select true, because if we have higher accept numbers, we will need to use 1 or fewer or 2 or fewer. For 0 it doesn't matter whether we use true or false. So, but we use true to make it more generic. So at the moment the AQL is 92%. Let us find out the RQL also. So again I use the binom.dist. Actually I could copy this formula also. At that rejectable quality level, the probability of acceptance is 54%. Now we want this to be much lower than this. So we will have to change these numbers. But before that, let us generate the operating characteristic of this sampling plan. X-axis will be proportion defective and y-axis will be probability of accepting a lot with a given sample size. So again, of course, I need to use the binom.dist function. So binom.dist. The number of successes is again 0, and I use function f4, comma, trials is 20. I use function f4, comma. Now probability is the cell with proportion defective for the row, and then we select true. So the probability of acceptance at proportion defective of 0.001 is about 0.98 or 98%. I just copy this formula and I generate the probability of acceptance. So if I plot this proportion defective versus probability of acceptance, that gives me the operating characteristic curve. So I can use the scatter plot or recommended charts and select scatter plot. So this is the chart that gives me probability of acceptance. Now I can improve the formatting of the chart by changing the fonts of the labels and then also changing the scales of X and Y axis, etc. So you can see the reformatted chart here. So this becomes the operating characteristic. I'll just take it up so that we can all the time keep a watch as we change the sampling plan. So now obviously this is not meeting our requirements. So I try different sample sizes with the same acceptance number, and I try 30, 40, whatever, and at 15 I get a good value of AQL, which is about 94%. At the AQL this gives me a good probability of acceptance, but at the same time the probability of acceptance at RQL is very large. So we need to change the sample size, but if I increase the sample size, the probability of acceptance at AQL will go up. So what I need to do is I probably now need to change the accept number 1. But we don't meet our requirements of AQL and RQL. So we need to try different sample sizes for getting these requirements. So now with accept number of 1, I can try different sample sizes to get a reasonable solution at sample size of about 180 and accept number of 2. You can see that at this point the AQL is about 96% while RQL is 9%, which is quite close to our requirements. Now we can establish the average outgoing quality AOQ for various proportion defective values by this formula. AOQ is given by n minus n into P into PA upon capital N, where capital N is the lot size, small n is the sample size, small p is the proportion defective, and PA is the probability of acceptance for that proportion defective. For this purpose, we will assume that the lot size is 5000 We could change it, but for this purpose we will assume that. So I enter the formula for AOQ equal to, into bracket, lot size minus sample size multiplied by proportion defective multiplied by probability of acceptance and divided by lot size. That gives me a value of AOQ of 0.001, and I can copy this formula. Now for different proportion defective values I can probably go only up to 0.04. We don't need to go further. Let us try up to 0.04, that is up to 4%, and again we can use the scatter plot. So we use insert, recommended chart, scatter plot, and we can see that the average outgoing quality curve is like this. The maximum value of AOQ is called average outgoing quality limit AOQL, which is about 0.007. We can see that in the table also, maybe 0.0071 here. So this is the maximum value of the average outgoing quality, which is the AOQL.
Thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it worth watching. Please subscribe to Institute of Quality and Reliability channel if you want to watch more videos on reliability engineering, Six Sigma and statistical quality control. Click on the subscribe and bell icon to get notified for future videos.